Pause for just a moment. This isn't random. Your awareness is shifting right now. Don't scroll, don't adjust the volume, don't let your mind wander, because what's about to unfold in the next few minutes isn't just another video you stumbled upon by accident. There's a reason your attention locked in right now, a reason your finger stopped mid-scroll, a reason something inside you whispered, "Yes, this is it." Deep down you already sense this isn't random. This is alignment. This is timing. And whether you realize it or not, the version of you that clicked on this video is not the same version that will finish watching it, because transformation doesn't wait for permission. It begins the moment awareness shifts, and your awareness is shifting right now. Let me ask you something honest. How many mornings have you woken up in the same room, stared at the same ceiling, and felt the same thoughts loop through your mind before your feet even hit the floor? How many times have you promised yourself that today would be different, only to find yourself repeating yesterday's patterns by lunchtime? It's not because you lack willpower, it's not because your dreams aren't valid, it's because there's an invisible identity running your life, an old version of you built from past pain, past failures, and past fears. And that version has become so familiar, so automatic, that you forgot it was just a costume you put on to survive, not the truth of who you are. And here's what most people miss. You cannot walk into a new reality while energetically clinging to your old identity. You can't upgrade your life without upgrading the person living it. And today, we're going to do exactly that, not through theory, but through understanding how reality actually works at the deepest level. Your body is not just flesh and bones. Neuroscience shows us that by the time you're 35 years old, roughly 95% of who you are is a set of memorized behaviors, automatic emotional reactions, unconscious beliefs, and hardwired perceptions. Dr. Joe Dispenza, one of the leading researchers in neuroscience and epigenetics, explains that your personality, which is how you think, how you act, and how you feel, creates your personal reality. That means the person you've been being is literally creating the life you've been living, not your wishes, not your vision boards, but your consistent state of being. Every single morning your body wakes up chemically addicted to being you. It craves the same emotions you felt yesterday: stress, worry, frustration, doubt. These aren't just feelings, they're chemical signals, and your cells have receptor sites waiting for them like a drug. This is why change feels so hard. You're not just breaking a habit, you're breaking your body's chemical dependency on being your old self. But here's where it gets fascinating. Dr. Bruce Lipton's groundbreaking research in epigenetics reveals that the moment you change your perception, you literally rewrite the chemistry of your body. Your genes don't control you, your environment doesn't control you, your awareness does. The observer, meaning you, the conscious awareness behind your thoughts, has the power to change your biology, your emotional patterns, and ultimately, your reality. This isn't just spiritual philosophy, this is quantum physics meeting neuroscience, and it's happening inside you right now, whether you're aware of it or not. The question is, are you observing your life from the frequency of your old self, or are you ready to step into the observer who sees infinite possibilities? Let's go deeper into what's actually happening in your brain during this shift. Neuroscience shows that when you step back and observe your thoughts and emotions without getting lost in them, you activate your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for conscious decision-making, awareness, and self-regulation. At the same time, you begin to quiet the amygdala, which is your brain's fear center, the part that keeps you stuck in survival mode, constantly scanning for threats, replaying old traumas, and reinforcing limiting beliefs. Brain scans of people who practice observer awareness, whether through meditation, mindfulness, or intentional self-reflection, show measurable changes in just weeks. The neural pathways connected to your old identity, the pathways that fire when you think I'm not good enough or this never works for me, begin to weaken from lack of use. Meanwhile, new neural pathways connected to your higher self, your expanded identity, grow stronger with repetition. This is neuroplasticity in action. Your brain is literally rewiring itself based on where you place your attention. And it's not just your brain. Your entire nervous system shifts. Your autonomic nervous system, which controls your heart rate, breathing, digestion, and stress response, begins to move from sympathetic dominance, which is fight or flight mode, into parasympathetic dominance, which is rest, digest, and heal mode. In this state, your body can finally access deep healing creativity, intuition, and coherence. Coherence is the key word here. When your heart and brain are in sync, when your thoughts and emotions align, you create a powerful electromagnetic field around your body. The HeartMath Institute has measured this field and found that it extends several feet out from your body and is 60 times stronger in amplitude than your brain's electromagnetic field. This isn't metaphorical. You are literally broadcasting an energetic signal into the quantum field every single second. And that field is listening, responding, and mirroring back to you exactly what you are, not what you want, but what you are. Now, this is where quantum physics enters the picture, and I promise this will make perfect sense. At the quantum level, reality isn't solid. It's not fixed. It's a field of infinite possibilities existing in waveform until an observer, meaning you, collapses that wave into a single tangible experience. This is called the observer effect, and it's one of the most well-documented phenomena in quantum mechanics. What this means is that your observation, your awareness, your state of being is not passive. It is creative. You are not separate from reality. You are shaping it moment by moment with the quality of your consciousness. So when you wake up every morning and slip back into the emotional state of your old self, you are collapsing the same possibilities into the same experiences, same thoughts, same feelings, same choices, same results. The quantum field doesn't care if you're unhappy with your life. It only knows how to mirror the frequency you're broadcasting. But here's the beautiful truth that changes everything. The moment you shift your identity, the moment you stop being loyal to the emotional signature of your past, the quantum field has no choice but to respond. It reorganizes itself around your new frequency. Not because you forced it, not because you begged for it, but because that's how reality works. The universe is not punishing you, it's reflecting you. And the instant you change the reflection you're offering, your entire world begins to shift. This isn't magic. This is physics. This is how creation works at the most fundamental level. Let me give you a real example. Imagine someone who grew up in poverty, who carries the emotional imprint of lack, scarcity, and survival. No matter how many affirmations they repeat about abundance, if their nervous system is still firing the chemical signals of fear every time they check their bank account, if their body is still bracing for loss, for disappointment, for struggle, the quantum field reads that authentic signal, not the words they're saying on the surface. And so, they keep attracting experiences that match their energetic state, not because they're cursed, not because they don't deserve better, but because they haven't yet upgraded the identity beneath the desire. The transformation has to go deeper. It has to happen in the body, in the emotions, in the subconscious programs running 95% of the show. So how do we actually shift this? How do we dissolve the old identity and step into the new one? It begins with awareness. You have to see the old self clearly, not to judge it, not to hate it, but to recognize it as a pattern, not the truth. That version of you was created to survive. It was born from moments when you felt rejected, when you failed at something important, when you experienced pain and decided, consciously or unconsciously, that you needed to protect yourself. You built walls. You developed coping mechanisms. You created a personality designed to keep you safe. And it worked. It got you here. But that identity, as useful as it was, is now the very thing keeping you from the life you're ready for. It's like wearing a winter coat in the middle of summer. It served you once, but now it's just weighing you down. The first step is to become the observer. Instead of being lost in your thoughts, step back and watch them. Instead of drowning in your emotions, notice them as energy moving through you. The moment you observe without identifying, you create space, and in that space, you are no longer the pattern. You are the awareness watching the pattern. And that awareness is the first crack of light breaking through the old reality. Ancient spiritual traditions understood this long before neuroscience could prove it. They knew that the act of witnessing your own consciousness creates real, tangible, structural changes, not just in your mind, but in your entire being. Consciousness observing itself is the very engine of transformation. Now, let's make this practical, because understanding is one thing, but embodiment is everything. Now, let's make this practical, because understanding is one thing, but embodiment is everything. Close your eyes for just a moment, or soften your gaze, and take a deep breath. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, but instead of seeing your physical reflection, you see the energetic version of your old self, the one who doubts, the one who worries, the one who replays past mistakes on a loop. Just observe this version with compassion. Thank it. It kept you alive. It protected you. But now, gently, lovingly, tell it that its job is complete. You don't need it to run your life anymore. Now, imagine that version of you slowly fading, not with violence, but with grace, like mist dissolving in the morning sun. And as it fades, feel the weight lifting from your chest, from your shoulders, from your entire body. Feel yourself standing taller, breathing deeper, seeing more clearly. Now, in that same space, call forward your future self. Not some fantasy version, but the real, authentic you, who is already living in alignment. The you who trusts life. The you who makes decisions from clarity, not fear. The you who walks into a room and people feel your presence before you even speak. How does this version of you breathe? How do they hold their body? What's the quality of their voice? What do they think about in the morning? Step into that version now. Feel it in your cells. This isn't pretending. This is remembering. Because that version of you already exists in the quantum field. It's not in the future. It's on a different frequency, and you're tuning into it right now. Here's what makes this process so powerful. Every thought you think sends out an electrical signal. Every emotion you feel generates a magnetic charge. Together, your thoughts and feelings create an electromagnetic signature that you broadcast into the quantum field 24/7. And that signature isn't what you want. It's who you are being. Most people try to manifest from their old identity. They visualize wealth while feeling poor. They affirm love while feeling unworthy. And the quantum field doesn't respond to the words, it responds to the frequency. So the real work isn't visualization, it's embodiment. It's becoming the vibrational match for the reality you desire. And that begins with releasing the emotional attachment to your past. Let me give you a simple but profound practice you can start today. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you let the world tell you who you are, take 5 minutes to consciously choose your identity. Sit quietly, place your hand on your heart and ask yourself, who am I choosing to be today? Not who was I yesterday, not who do I wish I was, but who am I stepping into right now? Then spend those 5 minutes feeling into that version. If your future self feels peace, feel peace now. If they feel gratitude now. If they feel certainty now. You're not faking it. You're tuning into a frequency that already exists. And the more you practice this, the more your nervous system recalibrates, the more your brain rewires, and the more the quantum field responds. You might start noticing synchronicities, repeating numbers like 1111, 222, or 333, unexpected opportunities, conversations that feel strangely aligned with thoughts you just had. These aren't coincidences. These are confirmations. They're signs that your electromagnetic field is shifting, that you're broadcasting a new signal, and that reality is beginning to respond. The universe doesn't speak in loud announcements. It speaks in whispers, in nudges, in timing that feels almost magical. And the more present you become, the more you'll notice these subtle signs guiding you forward. Now, I want to be honest with you. This process isn't always comfortable. As you release the old identity, emotions will surface, memories will replay. You might feel sadness, anger, or grief for no clear reason. This is not regression. This is release. Your body is detoxing from years, maybe decades, of stored emotional energy. Think of it like cleaning out a house you've lived in your whole life. You're going to find things you forgot were there. Some of them will hurt, some of them will surprise you, but all of them need to be seen, acknowledged, and released. Don't fight this process. Flow with it. Cry if you need to. Journal. Move your body. Let the energy move through you instead of getting stuck. And here's something most people don't talk about. There will be days when you feel like you're back at square one. Days when the old thoughts return, when the old emotions feel just as strong as they ever were. This is normal. This is part of integration. You're not failing. You're rewiring. Your brain and body are adjusting to a new baseline, and sometimes the old programming tries to reassert itself. In those moments, don't spiral. Don't judge yourself. Simply observe, take a breath, and consciously choose again. Transformation isn't a straight line, it's a spiral. You revisit the same lessons, but each time from a higher perspective, with more awareness, with more strength. Let's talk about the role of the heart in all of this, because your heart is not just a pump, it's an intelligence center. The Heart Math Institute's research shows that your heart sends more signals to your brain than your brain sends to your heart. Your heart has its own neural network, its own form of intelligence, and when it's in a state of coherence, meaning when you feel emotions like gratitude, compassion, love, or appreciation, it creates a harmonious electromagnetic field that literally changes the information your body sends to your brain and out into the quantum field. This is why gratitude practices are so powerful, not because you're pretending to be happy, but because genuine appreciation creates measurable coherence in your heart's electromagnetic field, and that coherence broadcasts a signal of abundance, safety, and openness. The universe responds to that signal by bringing you more experiences that match it. So here's a practice that combines everything we've talked about. It's called Heart Coherence Manifestation, and it takes less than 10 minutes. Find a quiet space. Place both hands on your heart. Close your eyes. Take 5 slow, deep breaths, inhaling for a count of 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 6. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system and brings you into the present moment. Now think of something or someone that fills you with genuine gratitude. It could be a person, a pet, a memory, a place, anything that makes your heart feel warm. Sit with that feeling for 2 full minutes. Don't think about it. Feel it. Let it expand in your chest. Now, with that feeling still alive in your heart, visualize your future self, the version of you who is already living the life you desire. See them clearly. How do they move? How do they feel? What does their day look like? And here's the key. Don't visualize from a place of lack, from I don't have this yet. Visualize from a place of being. Feel as if you are already that person, living that life, experiencing that reality. Hold that state for 3 minutes. Then slowly open your eyes and go about your day. Do this every morning and watch what happens. Now I know some of you might be thinking, this sounds great, but I've tried things like this before and nothing changed. And I hear you, but here's what was probably missing: consistency and embodiment. Most people do a practice once or twice, don't see immediate results, and give up. But rewiring your brain, shifting your nervous system, and changing your electromagnetic signature doesn't happen overnight. It takes repetition. It takes commitment, not from a place of force, but from a place of devotion to your own evolution. You have to show up for yourself every single day, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it, because that's when the real transformation happens, when you choose your new identity, even when the old one is screaming for attention. And let's talk about something important that often gets overlooked: your environment. You can do all the inner work in the world, but if you're constantly surrounded by people, places, and situations that reinforce your old identity, your progress will be slow. This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone out of your life or move to a new city, but it does mean you need to become conscious of what and who you're allowing into your energetic space. Are the people around you supporting your growth or pulling you back into old patterns? Are the shows you watch, the music you listen to, the conversations you engage in, are they aligned with the frequency you're trying to embody? Start making small shifts. Curate your environment intentionally. Protect your energy fiercely, because your environment is constantly programming your subconscious mind, and if it's programming you to be your old self, no amount of meditation will override that. Here's something that might surprise you. Your future self is not someone you become, it's someone you remember. Underneath all the conditioning, all the trauma, all the stories you've been telling yourself, there is a pure, powerful, radiant version of you that has always been there, waiting. That version doesn't need to be built from scratch, it just needs to be uncovered. Think of it like a sculpture. Michelangelo said he didn't create David, he simply removed the marble that wasn't David. That's what we're doing here. We're not adding more to you, we're removing everything that isn't truly you. And what remains is your essence, your truth, your authentic power. So let me ask you directly, what would your life look like if you fully stepped into that version of yourself? Not someday, but today. What would change? How would you show up differently? What decisions would you make? Who would you spend your time with? What opportunities would you finally say yes to? And more importantly, what old stories, what old fears, what old identities would you finally let go of? You don't need more time, you don't need more resources, you don't need more permission. You just need to decide. And decision, real decision, isn't just a mental choice. It's an energetic commitment. It's the moment you stop negotiating with your past and start living from your future. Before we close, I want to leave you with one final truth. You are not broken. You never were. You are not behind, you are not too late. You are exactly where you need to be, learning exactly what you need to learn, becoming exactly who you were always meant to be. And this moment, this video, this message, it found you because you're ready. Ready to release, ready to rise, ready to remember. The quantum field is responding to you right now. Your new reality is forming, and all you have to do is keep choosing it, one moment at a time, one breath at a time, one conscious decision at a time. If this resonated with you, if something inside you shifted while watching, then let's anchor this transformation together. Hit that like button, not just as a gesture, but as an energetic yes, a signal to the universe that you're aligned, that you're ready, that you're participating. Subscribe to Quantum Awareness, because this is not just a channel, it's a frequency, a community of people who are waking up, rising up, and tuning into the truth of who they really are. And drop a comment below. Tell me, what is one identity, one story, one belief that you're finally ready to release today? Speaking it out loud makes it real. It makes it conscious. It makes it powerful. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing yourself. Thank you for having the courage to dissolve the old and step into the new. This is quantum awareness, and your transformation has already begun.